Alright, welcome everybody to the show. Welcome everybody. Just a second here. Alright, looks like we're good to go. Yeah, we're good to go. Okay. So, big welcome to everybody tuning in, either live or post-stream. Alright, so let's get this show on the road. So, this is Article Reviews Episode 4, Do Open Relationships Work? So, what is an open relationship? Sadly, it's something that therapists, counselors, even life coaches recommend to couples that are failing. And this is by far the worst relationships advice anybody could give. It's pretty much saying, hey, why don't you guys just cheat on each other openly and see how that feels? Can you believe it? I did a video on it in my video section on open relationships. Please go ahead and check that video out. It's a really quick summary. But here we're going to go through an article because that's what we're going to do. It's a lengthy article, but we're going to smash through it as quickly as possible. Because unless I'm monetized, my goodness, spending hour-long streams is just not going to be my forte. It's too much time. Too much time talking. So let's get right into it, shall we? Alright, so you're in a frustrated relationship and you guys go seek counseling. And these modern day losers with credentials will tell you, maybe, by the way, maybe they might tell you, well, have you guys considered seeing other people? Maybe that might fix the relationship. Really? Seriously? That's pretty much, paying to go hear somebody tell you, well, looks like your guys' relationship is done for. Go ahead and pay me to tell you that your relationship is done for. Because that's what it is. An open-end relationship is like buying something, then suddenly saying, oh wait, let me try out these other brands just to make sure. Really? The 31 flavors approach. Oh, you gotta live your life to the fullest. You gotta know what it's like to be with a blonde, a brunette, a redhead. You gotta know what it's like to have a threesome, a foursome, a freaking orgy. Why not? I mean, that's living life, right? Wrong. Because there's just some things that when you cross that point, there's no return. Now you just went overboard. Now you ruined something that could have been the most special thing in your life. But no, you have to fear being in a monogamous relationship. So you travel beyond the point of no return into the polyamorous, and I bet you're going to regret it. Because it's not going to be worth it. It's pretty much prostitution, friends with benefits, F-buddies. It's all the same. It's saying, you know what? I want to try this. Let me guarantee you it's not worth it. It's not. And you don't have to try it to know it. Once you have someone that you can claim that, yes, I love this person, you will ruin it when you go down that avenue. The point of no return, the dark side. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so first, an open-ended relationship, also known as a non-exclusive relationship. Oh, that's cute. is an intimate relationship that is sexually non-monogamous. It's not really a relationship at all if that's the case. The term may refer to polyamory, but generally indicates a relationship where there is a primary emotional and intimate relationship between two partners who agree to at least the possibility of intimacy with other people. Why? Is one not enough? A polyamorous relationship means having multiple romantic partners at the same time with the knowledge and consent of everyone involved. Yeah, swingers, cheaters, orgies. Because why not? Oh, I gotta make sure I'm in love with you. That's how you're gonna make sure? Obviously, she's not enough, or he's not enough. One's not enough? How ridiculous. In a nutshell, an open relationship means you still have one primary partner, but can have other sexual partners. Polyamory means you have multiple relationships that are both emotional as well as sexual. There is no primary. Primary. The terms both fall under the heading of ethical non-monogamy. Ethical? Really? That's cute. But they are not synonymous. Of course they're not. Just like swingers and friends with benefits, F-buddies. Oh yeah, they're so exclusively different, aren't they? You can combine them or do one without the other. Oh boy. Kids say the darndest things. Okay, now, second, I have not practiced either. I have only been in monogamous relationships my entire life. I guess you could say I am a serial monogamous. Well, that's the way nature intended. You're supposed to only be with one person. Or at least one person at a time. Have some dignity. Have some class. Have some self-respect. Not just for you, but for your partner that you supposedly care about. Which is probably why this topic brings me instant anxiety. Yeah, because your body's telling you that it's not right. Okay? I mean, if you want to have polyamorous relationships, break up with your partner first. Or if you're in a marriage, divorce first. Because obviously that relationship is insalvageable. And then go ahead and go goof around and quickly find out how it wasn't worth it. Because when there's no love in your supposed polyamorous situations, you're just going to feel body on body, smacking body on body. Even when you kiss that person, there's no electrical, passionate connection. It's just lips on lips. It's so sad when you kiss somebody that you don't love. Just because they look hot, they're hotter than my previous partner. And then you're going to kid yourself that, I'm having the time of my life. You know what happens to these people? You find them at the bars. They're getting drunk. They're doing drugs. They're smoking themselves to death. Pack after pack after pack. That's what these people are doing. Even the rich ones. I can have all the girls in the world, all the men in the world, right? Rich men and women. And then they even turn bisexual because, hey, I want to try everything in life. Then they lose themselves in the mix, in the soup of misery, and then they wonder why they're not happy. And then they stop believing that love is possible because all they feel is body on body. That's your fault. You didn't listen to your heart the first time. I think people ask me if open relationships work often due to my profession. Not because they think I have personal experience with it. They may want to know from a therapeutic perspective if this kind of relationship can work. Is it healthy? Is it sustainable? No. Once you guys consider open relationship, it's done. It's over. It's just like cheating on each other. Once a partner cheats, it's done. It's over. There is no going back. There's no turning back. It's the point of no return. But I cannot separate who I am from what I do. Well, I can, but choose not to. So here's a little primer before I get to my answer. I grew up like you, thinking you find your one, exchange vows, make babies, and live happily ever after. Well, I mean that's the natural goal. That's what nature does, right? The animals do it. Humans do it. This person is your best friend and soulmate. Absolutely. That's the goal. If you're fortunate enough to even achieve that, because it looks like you haven't, if you're considering polyamorous relationships, open relationship, you're forever and one and only. This is what love looks like, and what everyone wants. Yes. Why do you think? Because it's in our human nature. That's all the proof that you need right there. Why fight against, there's a saying in the Matrix, you know, if you reject your own impulses, it's to reject the very thing that makes you human. And it was said by the character Mouse in the movie. Very wise words. Perhaps the top 3 wisest words ever said in that whole trilogy. Okay. Then I grew up and got married. I was on the path presented in movies and novels. I got down on one knee like you're supposed to on a mountaintop. Well, you don't have to get married in order to be in love, but I get what he's saying. The marriage lasted 5 years and we divorced. I wonder why? I've been in many relationships since then. Yeah, because it looks like you're moving way too fast. You should slow down. Live by yourself for a good amount of time. Think it over. Learn from your mistakes. Really analyze that stuff. 3 years here, 3 years there, all of them fulfilling in their own way. I highly doubt that. Maybe satisfying in their own way, but not fulfilling, obviously, because you're failing. When you say in many relationships, that means many failures since then. One way with colorful love arcs that change people forever. Doesn't sound like it's changing you for the better. I've learned that relationships are built and require lots of hard work. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? You can't just make it with one, can't you? But what of value is this life what? But what of value in this life doesn't? Oh, okay, gotcha. Everything requires hard work if you want value. Also, you're only 50% of any relationship, so no matter how much you've learned about love or how far you've come, you can only control half of it. It's not about control, it's about working together. Mutual control. Come on now. What have you learned? It looks like you haven't learned anything. Finally, I mean, it is 50-50 if that's what you're saying. But how come, if that's the case, if you're so wise to know that it's 50-50, how come you have so many failed relationships and a divorce? That's a horrible record. Finally, I've learned that our definitions and desires change as we change. No. You're growing up late is what's happening here. You should have taken care of this way before you said I do at the altar. You need to be mature before you say I do in a marriage or even any long-term relationship. So change as we change. Yeah, you're supposed to change for the better in a serious relationship. But this stuff right here, oh, I'm learning along the way. What an excuse for failure. Yeah, but we learn from our failures. Relationships is not something you want to fail at. Okay? On one hand, it's actually something extremely easy to cater to. But again, you said hard work. It didn't look like you valued your relationships as much as you say it requires. Got that? Your failures prove this. I mean, so many cases of failure. I can understand maybe 1 or 2 failures. But, dude, grow up. Your definition of love and what you wanted in college is probably very different than your definitions and what you want today. No, my definitions have always remained the same. I never goofed around in college. Once I found the one, she was the same one since. Because I gave it my all, and I still give it my all. I don't come up with corny excuses like, oh, I'm still learning. Let me just fail again and just have a different flavor of a woman, you know. Your woman has to represent all 31 flavors. Capiche? You got it? She has to be like 50 women in one. And you have to be 50 men in one. Think of it that way. Okay? So many people just think, you know, people just as resources. Human resources. Oh, you're so unsatisfying. Let me go move on to another one. Wow. Zero growth, zero wisdom, zero intelligence. And that's a good thing. It means you're alive. You're alive? No. You're pretty naive and immature. That's what that means. Okay. Let us proceed. That's the thing about love and relationships. They are not dried cement. Who said they were? You mean like permanent? Is that what you're trying to say, buddy? Because eventually, yes, you're supposed to turn from pencil with an eraser, correcting your mistakes, and then turn into a permanent marker. Maybe a pen still, but a marker in the end. Permanent. Lifelong, beyond life itself. Eternal love. You're not ready for that? Then don't be talking to me about your dried cement nonsense. They are moldable and adaptive. Wet. Always changing. Yeah, but changing for the better. It's our upbringing, media, social, society, culture, and religion that convinces us the cement is dry and comes in perfect square. For example, in Thailand, boys hold hands and wear dresses. Sex is open and free. Ordering a sexual experience is as casual as ordering a cheeseburger with no pickles. Well, these are people who don't value serious monogamous relationships the way nature intended. These are goofballs, people just goofing around, and they're wasting their life away. Hope it was worth it. Usually these people end up all alone, almost every single one of them, if they don't learn anything at all. That behavior and energy can get people physically hurt in other countries. The world you grew up in or live in now directly impacts the blueprints you tried to trace as an adult. We are not free thinkers. We're supposed to be. It's kind of negative. We all have been programmed to a certain extent. Not myself. I've always had a free mind. Something to be very proud of. Intuition. Even if we have changed and escaped our bubbles, both internally and externally, the residue of shoulds we grew up with still impacts us. Not sure exactly what he's trying to describe here, but very in the gray area, if you ask me. This explains the anxiety that comes up when I think about open relationships. Yeah, because this is not correct. It doesn't solve anything. Okay, so do they work? I would like to answer by taking you through my thought process as a therapist. Oh boy, he's a therapist who has heard thousands of relationship stories, but also as a person with the brief love history I disclosed above. I feel like it would be the most honest way to answer this question. Okay. I get to have sex with other people and still be in this relationship? Sure. Sign me up. But wait. She also gets to sleep with other people. Oh, hell no. That tells you the answer right there. Are you comfortable with her sleeping with other people just like you're going to sleep with other... You know, it's just so disgusting. I mean, imagine you claim you love somebody as your primary, quote unquote. Then you go around and have sex with somebody else. How could you even continue? How could you proceed? Knowing that she's touching and having somebody, you know, with somebody else, intimacy, and you're with... It's just so horrible. The relationship is dead. There's no excuse for such behavior. Aubrey Marcus, who has publicly gone from monogamy to open relationships to wherever he is now, said he literally threw up one day, the day he found out his girlfriend slept with someone else after they decided to open the relationship. There's your answer. Because you see, it's the energy that connects you. Once you corrupt that energy, look what happens. Throwing up. I said it was disgusting. This is proof of it. Your body's literally responding by saying it's rejection. It's rejection of the idea itself. And then when you cross that line, the throwing up is going to happen, the nightmares during your sleep, the migraines. Yes, there will be feelings, and the first one may obviously be jealousy and hurt. Yeah, lots of hurt. You see, your soul is communicating through the power of the human spirit, your emotions, that this is wrong. It's trying to tell you, no, this is wrong. It's more than just the word jealousy. I'm glad he included the word hurt, pain, because it's not right. My question is this: assuming you have opened your relationship, how many of these feelings would come from ego, control, insecurity, possession, and shoulds? When I think about it, for me, almost all of it would. The idea of my girlfriend choosing to have a sexual experience with someone else makes me feel insecure, that I am not enough. Yeah, correct about that. And she will leave if she meets someone better. Yeah, because you're treating each other like products, like materials, like you're objectifying each other, like just belongings, trophies, if you will. So if I was truly secure in self and this relationship, would I still have these feelings? No, because once you're secure, you don't have any desire to be with anybody else. I mean, it's a huge difference when you feel like cheating and if you actually cheat. Once you cheat, you're done for. If you have the urge or the desire or the temptation, rather, that's the perfect word, the temptation to want to cheat, you can fix that. You can fix that. It means something's wrong in the relationship and it needs to be discussed. And if your partner loves you as much as you love them, they will change for you. They have to be your fantasy. They have to want to be everything to you without arguments. Otherwise, it's not true love. It's just, oh, accept me the way I am, unconditional love. I don't have to do anything. You just accept me the way I am. What if you're a lazy bum who doesn't even try to satisfy your partner? What if you're a potential, the R word to your partner? Oh, that's unconditional. You said unconditional. I could be whatever I want. I could be a criminal, an arsonist. I can lie to you. I can do disgusting things to you. I can abuse you. You said unconditional. No, love is 100% conditional. You do not do bad things in your relationship. End of story, period. Otherwise, you don't have a relationship. It's that simple, people. Anyways, let's go ahead and proceed here. I don't know. Still, the feelings are real and both people would need to work through them. Honestly, for an open relationship to work, no, it will never work. I can't believe he's still talking as if it could work. After the whole throwing up and everything, the example. Otherwise, anger and resentment can build and suddenly it can turn into a sexual slugfest. Okay. Using other sexual experiences with others to get back at each other. Yeah, see, this is all wrong. The whole revenge category, and it's all immaturity at its best. Ignorance and immaturity. No wisdom whatsoever. No commitment. No loyalty. No dedication. No trust. At least each other for having sexual experiences with others when you both agreed to. I know it sounds crazy. That's because it is crazy. But people are people. No, stupid excuses. And I've seen versions of this where people agree to something and it backfires. You think? For example, a threesome. Yeah, that's a very big mistake that a lot of couples make. A common fantasy that, yeah, I think that's thanks to the bad part of pornography. Pornography is a useful tool to find out what it is that you like sexually, but not when it comes to threesomes and silly stuff like orgies and abusive material, like BDSM extreme, and no. Rarely matches the fantasy we play out in our heads. But here's the thing, your partner can be a perfect fantasy to you and you to them if you actually just tried, right? It's 100% possible. A perfect love. But no patience for that. Yeah, no communication. Let's just Let's just goof around by just cheating on each other openly. How stupid is that? There's definitely a fantasy component to an open relationship. No, to any relationship, there's a fantasy component. The idea that you can connect sexually to someone outside of your relationship may sound like a lottery ticket, especially if you have been with the same person since college. No, since the beginning. I don't know, 20, 30 years? 10 years? 5 years? It doesn't matter. Loyalty is loyalty. Dedication is dedication. Yes, it is completely natural and normal to desire and be attracted to other people. Yeah, attraction is okay. Like if you see an attractive male or female, it doesn't mean you're gay. It doesn't mean you want to jump into bed with that person either. It's an appreciation of human beauty. But if you feel more than that, that means your relationship is inadequate. That you go from appreciation or admiration, even to a certain extent, a healthy extent, seeing beautiful things, right, or people, into the category of, why am I feeling so much, for this stranger or person that I don't even know? That's a red flag. You need to fix that before it's too late. That doesn't mean you want to build a relationship with him. Right. Okay. It can even be a possible solution to respark your... No, it's not a solution. Oh my goodness. Okay. Or prevent infidelity. Are you serious? Open-end relationships is infidelity. Infiel. Fiel means loyal. Fidelidad is belief. Tener fe is to have belief. So infidel, right? You're a non-believer. Infidelity is now you're not loyal to so open-end relationship. Oh, let's just openly be non-loyal to each other and just betray each other. Right? If you watch the movie enough with Jennifer Lopez, they actually say that the husband, the abusive husband, he says, oh, this is great. Now I don't have to lie to you. You know exactly where I'm at, and I can tell you which woman I'm with. See, this is going to work out just fine. And then he punches her to the ground, all bloody faced and everything. That's the same as an open-end relationship, although there's no physical violence involved. How stupid is that? So immature. I can't even believe this is a thing these days. Actually, I can, because it's a zoo out there. An open zoo. Yes, being with someone else can make you closer to your partner. No, it can't. Why are you saying these things when you just said the contrary? This article is really now it's really going into the stupid category. Many times we drift because we feed fantasies we play in our heads. No, that's a necessity. That's a necessity that you need to make possible. Our natural curiosity, no. You're straying away from being loyal. You're becoming dishonorable. Your curiosity to become dishonorable. Have a taste of the dark side. But sadly, there's no coming back once you do that. So you can pretend that your open-end relationship is beneficial all you want, but once you hit that dead end, I don't even want to hear it. I'm just going to say I told you so. Or I might not even say that, because you were too stupid to actually believe that there's actual benefits to this. Oh, wow, man. Focuses us to stay in our heads instead of present in our relationships. If fantasy becomes reality, that bubble pops and we no longer have to carry that fantasy. We can be more present and many times appreciate our current relationship more by actually experiencing the grass. What are you talking about? Sounds like you're smoking grass and realizing it's not greener. Oh, okay, the grass is greener on the other side. I mean, it's not. It never is. This is why many break up. I mean, unless you're in an abusive relationship and you're going to end the relationship, yes, the grass will be greener with a new relationship if you're lucky, if you're fortunate, if you search for the right potential soulmate. But if you just go randomly selecting somebody, no, the grass is most likely it's not going to be greener. Because you were too stupid not to filter through and to vet and to vouch for the right candidate, right? This is why many break up, explore, then come back. There's no coming back. And like travel, exotic locations can give you new and amazing experiences. Please don't do this. If don't break somebody's heart if you're going to be goofing around with them. You know, cheating behind their back, or hey, let's try open-end relationships. Like, don't waste people's precious life. But it can also make you appreciate your home. You start to miss your own bed. No. Just so much immaturity in this article. It's unbelievable. This is what I do to expose this trash. Because people actually take this advice and they end up ruining what they built. They worked so hard to build. And then they're like, oh, how did that happen? Because you followed this garbage. My goodness. If you follow my book, you'll succeed. That requires both you and your partner to follow exactly what it is that I say in that book. And in the movie, the 1-hour version, if you're intelligent enough, you'll get exactly what it is that I'm saying, the same result, the faster version. So, but if you buy one, chances are you're going to want to buy the other, because if you're serious enough, you want to make completely sure that your relationship is going to succeed into a soulmate relationship. Everybody else who doubts my material, I'm not interested in you guys, because you guys are the losers. And that's just the reality of it. Haters will be haters because they haven't accomplished anything in their life. So they have plenty of energy to spend hating on others' accomplishments. It's that simple. For an open relationship to work, both parties must not only accept acceptance, but encourage their partners to have new sexual experiences with others. See, this is the stupidity of open relationships. They don't. This is just cheating, open-ended cheating. Of course, you don't need to know the details, but you have to get to a place where you want your partner to explore their sexuality with others. This is so disgusting. And then you're going to come back and have sex with your partner after they have sex with somebody else? You're okay with that? You're going to kiss the same mouth? Wow, man. Might as well consider yourself both prostitutes. That's what open relationships are. Prostitution. Open prostitution. Without the money. You want them to have these experiences for them. This is not something many people have the ability to give their partner. No, you should be able to give them more than anybody could give them. That's the whole point of love. It requires a tremendous amount of trust in the relationship. No, that's not trust. This is all broken trust. Openly. I can't trust that you'll be everything for me. You're not enough. I need another person in my life. Oh, and if you want to fool around, you could do the same thing. Because I have no dignity, so, you know what, no self-respect, so, oh yeah, if you want to mess around, go ahead and mess around. That's what this is saying. I'm okay with being a loser. You want to be a loser too? Wow. If I look at this through a spiritual lens, oh my goodness. Not religious? Well, thank goodness. Love is infinite. No, love is eternal. You got that wrong, buddy. And as humans, we are all connected, and each connection is different and unique. What are you talking about? Are you talking about dating? See, this is all immaturity. He's not ready for a long-term relationship. These connections are what make us, break us, and make us again. That's what life is ultimately about. No, it's not. The spectrum of our human connections and how that changes us, it doesn't matter if that connection is friendship-based, blood-based, or sex. What are you even talking about? See, this is like somebody who's like partially demented from reality. Connection is connection. Just blah, 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 blah. All this nonsense. Why should we limit ourselves? No, you mean why should you be afraid of 100% dedication and commitment? That's what that is. Limitation. You're not ready for a long-term commitment. Why shouldn't love also get to paint with color? What are you talking about? What does that even mean? Why shouldn't love also get to paint with colors? Are you seriously that stupid? And this is a therapist, mind you. I believe we're meant to meet who we're meant to meet. Well, there's destiny. Yes, I believe in that. But what are you talking about? And though that collision, both will be changed. That's what makes life beautiful. My goodness, this guy is literally smoking something. Some type of narcotic at this point. Why should that be different with sex and love? Some people just write just to write. They have no purpose, no flow, no style, no goal in mind. They're just blah, 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 blah. That's what this is. Absolutely pathetic, to say the least. If I look at this through a biological lens, oh, here we go. Gotta bring up science and biological. We are not designed to be with one person forever. That's wrong. That's 100% wrong. If anything, we're designed to have more children. But nowadays, children are all... This is a whole different topic. Are pretty much, how do I say this? Mutants. They're all bigger than normal size. And that's why it's a painful birthing. But that's a different topic for another day. Couples used to, as proof, by the way, used to have 10 children or more. So, if anything, yes, we're supposed to be highly fertile, but you don't have to have 10 children. It's a choice. But nowadays, no more 10 children because of all these mutated babies that people are having, not even knowing it. That is a social/societal construct with a shame fence that keeps us from straying. What the hell are you talking about? Our bodies crave diversity. My goodness, if you're that immature, have your partner wear a wig and try to pretend to be somebody else. Wouldn't that be enough? And maybe do a fake accent. You can't be creative? Oh no, I gotta be with somebody completely different. Then you don't love your partner. We are curious creatures. No, you are deceiving creatures. You're unloyal creatures. A dishonorable creature. Speak for yourself. We have fantasies and imaginations that you can't fulfill with one partner? We are hardwired this way. This is so stupid. Imagine if your partner said this. Oh, I have such a high sex drive, honey. I'm going to be sleeping with 5 other guys today. Do you mind? Of course I mind. What the hell are you talking about? I'm just so hardwired, honey. It's because I'm hardwired. Oh my goodness. My conclusion with the obvious. Now to the not so obvious. Wow, man. 2 people have to not only be on the same page, but must truly be honest with themselves. Okay. They have to ask themselves if they have the ability, the inner capacity to be completely okay with their partner having sex with others. No. Nobody should be comfortable with that. That makes you a cuck by definition. A pushover. A loser. I mean, non-human, actually. Not even awake. Not even conscious. To not just handle it, but to not allow it to interfere with them loving their partner as much or even more with this new agreement. New agreement? What is this, Star Wars? I have altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. If you feel intimidated or less than because your partner experienced an orgasm with someone else... Really, guy? Orgasm? Is that what this is all about? You can't bring your partner to orgasm? That sounds like poor communication. And really poor execution when it comes to sexual practice. Then you probably shouldn't open your relationship. This is so stupid. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let us proceed. Let us try to proceed. I'll tell you right now, there's no way I could do this in my 20s or even 30s. I didn't have that kind of capacity. I didn't have enough confidence or a sense of self for it to not destroy me on the inside. I would tally points hold it against my partner, and bring a scoreboard into the bedroom. Oh my goodness. I also had very strict love blueprints. You give your all to one person and one person only. That's it. Yeah. That's the truth right there. Everything else is wrong and an excuse to cheat. Yeah. But most importantly, I didn't have a spiritual lens. And for me, that's the only way I would be able to execute an open relationship, if I see it through a spiritual lens. What are you talking about? As us being sexual beings and beauty in every connection as spiritual beings, not as people who default to possession. This dude is so immature. I can't believe he's actually a therapist. Oh my goodness, we're doomed. If there are actual more therapists like this, as immature and ignorant and weak as this guy right here, we are so doomed. As a species, by the way. You may wonder, if you have sexual experiences with others, wouldn't you be creating space for an emotional connection as well? What are you talking about? See, he's back to his smoking his narcotics, right? I mean, what are you even saying? Wouldn't you be jeopardizing your primary relationship? What? Wow. Basically, aren't you playing Russian roulette with your primary relationship? We all know our emotions are stronger than our logic. What? No, both of them are supposed to be equally as strong. That's called having self-control. One doesn't have to be stronger than the other. What are you talking about? Where's the balance? Where's the... This guy's not a problem solver. He's a problem evader. So just because we logically say we will not allow ourselves to fall in love with someone else, that's not love. That's cheating. That's basic satisfaction. Go listen to the Rolling Stones. I can't get no satisfaction because I tried and I tried, right? You can't get no satisfaction. That's when you go cheating. So that means your relationship is a failure and you're going to just go with a borderline prostitute. It's not a relationship. You're using other people for what you're trying to get, satisfaction. All your failures mean you couldn't get even satisfaction. Basic satisfaction. Nothing meaningful. Just a bunch of failures. So, and Mick Jagger, he had tons of relationships. Yeah, but it's pretty much prostitution. There wasn't one serious relationship, pretty much. So what did he learn? Nothing. Hence, drugs. How can we prevent that since love is not logic-based? What are you talking about? There's so much logic in love. Are you stupid? And this dude's a therapist. Imagine that. One part of me says you can't. You go in with intentions, but no matter how strong they are, any kind of intimacy can lead to love. Well, no. Like if you go with the prostitute, if you're going to fall in love with that person, no, that's attraction. Love is when she loves you back. And you guys establish something that's more than caring for each other. There's different phases to love. It's not that, we had sex with each other, so that means that we love each other. No. That's physical satisfaction if you guys aren't in love yet. Once you guys have established a firm status of love, then you can say, oh, wow, this is real love and we're making love, But until then, it's just attraction and satisfaction. You have to develop the relationship just like anything else in nature. A twig does not become a tree overnight. There's different phases from a seedling, from a seed. Then to a twig, then with the branches, then with the leaves, then with the fruit, if it's a fruit-bearing tree, or nuts and seeds. This is so depressing to read, but a simple kiss can draw you into thinking about that person for days. Yeah, this is attraction and satisfaction, causing you to drift in your primary relationship. What? You don't have a primary relationship if you're cheating on your partner. Those thoughts can turn into longing and real feelings. This guy is so confused. So confused. You may not be spending more time with your other relationship. This reminds me of having two phones. I got two phones. Or three phones. Like, you're not any cooler unless you have to have two phones. But people just bought two phones just to be cool. Like, I got two phones. This is what this is like. You can't just have one phone. It does everything that you need. No, man. Because I got to have a whole different number for all these chicks. That's how cheaters work. Betrayers. Disloyal. Just dishonorable people. Afraid of commitment. True commitment. It's a sad world we live in, people. You may not be spending more time with your other relationship non-primary, but where's your heart? That's what I'm asking you. You should ask yourself that, buddy. But another part of me says you can separate love and lust. Oh, goodness. So immature. Love and lust go hand in hand. There's nothing wrong with lust. Lust is your physical need for sex. There's nothing wrong with that. Love is meaningful sex, where your heart and mind are into the love making. It's not just body on body. Jeez, people. It's up to you to draw boundaries. Oh, that's that famous word. So cute. The word boundaries. People are trying to use this word. So just like narcissism, they don't even understand what these words mean. So your connections are kept sexual only. You can decide who you love and how you want to love them as long as you are honest with yourself and your partner. The audacity to talk about honesty. You can keep this in check. Of course, this is not always simple, and you have to decide if you can do this kind of heavy lifting. Heavy lifting? So the question is, do you have the ability to separate love from sex? It's so stupid. Oh my goodness. Sex and love, they're so related because it goes like this. Sensuality houses the heart, which is sex. And both sensuality and sex are within the realm of love. But true love is when you really love that person with all of your heart and soul. Mind, body, and spirit, soul, everything. You can't be separating anything. And if you are, it's not a real relationship. It's just like a house without a key. A house without any rooms. Like, okay, it's a studio. I'm not going to get all, technical here, but is it really like a car without wheels? You're not going to get anywhere. This is so stupid. What if one person gets many partners and the other has few or none? That wouldn't be a fair exchange. Oh, that's so sick. It's all about numbers, isn't it? That's a real thing to consider if you choose to open your relationship, but I also worry that if that's what you're worried about, you are already positioning this to have a scoreboard. Yeah, how stupid is that? For all the pillars out there, I'm purple pill, black pill, blue pill, red pill, yellow pill, all these retards out there with pills, I've been on their streams. All they do is rate each other. I'm not kidding. For like 3-4 hours straight. Oh, this is a 10 out of 10. This is a 5 out of... Oh, I'm a this, I'm a that. And like, oh my goodness. It's such a waste of life and time. It's so ridiculous. But this is where the MGTOW community has become. A bunch of losers. It's so sad to see, but, they have the freedom, the right to be losers. For an open relationship to work, it can't be about how many partners your partner has compared to how many you have. Usually open relationships are not about playing the field or how, this guy treats everything like a game. How many people you can get into your rotation. Rotation? So you're a prostitute. You're a gigolo. And she is too. Congratulations. And you guys aren't even getting paid for it. It's about being free to have other sexual experiences. Yeah, prostitution. And that's an ebb and flow. What are you talking about? Besides, who's got that kind of time and energy? Hopefully not you or your partner. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. Please make this end. Okay, final thoughts. Finally. People think open relationships are just about having the freedom to sleep with other people. Yeah. So if that's the case, why even be in a relationship? Exactly. If that is your belief, open your relationship will not work for you. Not a chance in hell. It will be the catalyst that breaks your relationship. Absolutely. See, you already know what's up. So what the heck were you talking about before? If you already know what it is. See, this guy's going back and forth, jumping on one side of the fence and to the other. I mean, make up your mind. I believe for an open relationship to work, there has to be a foundation built first. No, it can't work. You guys are prostitutes. And even then, that doesn't mean that it's a relationship. It's an acquaintance, a sexual acquaintance. That's what prostitution is. Without this foundation, it will not work. Stupid. Here are some suggestions for making an open relationship. Wow, man. Which side of the fence do you stand on? And this is a therapist, remember. A freaking therapist. Your relationship has to be solid. If you currently have problems in your relationships, opening it and allowing others in will not fix any problems. It will make them worse. Opening your relationship will allow you to run away instead of look at what you need to fix. See, he jumped to the other side of the fence. Right back to the other side. An open relationship requires a tremendous amount of trust. No. A tremendous amount of easy betrayal. It's easy to destroy than it is to produce or to create or to maintain or to value, to be loyal, to be fiel, right? Fidelity. If you don't trust your partner, opening the relationship will only be a crowbar in your primary relationship. There is no such thing as primary. My goodness, how immature. So you have to very clear on why you want to open your relationship, run away toward the, oh my goodness, man. On both sides of the fence. I don't even know why he writes like this. He's not even taking a stance. Most of the time he's supporting open relationships, which is horrendous. And then all of a sudden he jumps on the other side of the fence and says it's not going to work. Both people must be completely honest with themselves. Do you truly want this for you, or are you doing it for your partner? No, if you're doing it for your partner, they don't love you. They don't love you anymore. End of story. It can't be a gift or a favor. And if you're doing it, you don't love your partner. And if you're both doing it, you guys don't love each other. Simple as that. That will only lead to resentment. That said, there are open relationships where one partner loses interest in having sexual relations outside his primary and is completely okay with his partner continuing. But again, you have to be completely honest with yourself. Why is he talking about honesty in this? Like, it's so ridiculous. There's no honesty in open relationships. Lay some ground rules. Without rules, opening a relationship is a very slippery slope. What's damaging is the dishonesty. So dishonesty in exchange, like for disloyalty? Really, guy? Not the actual act of having sex with others. Who can you see? Who can you see? Does your partner need you to approve? How often can you see them? How much do you tell each other about who you see? These are all things that need to be discussed. Or people can start lying, and then the most damaging part of any relationship. Oh my goodness, man. I'm not even going to read the rest. You know what? I'm just going to start skimming this trash. What I find the most interesting and exciting, I'm not interested. The fact that we're starting to have these conversations, the world is changing. Yeah, for the worst. For the worst. Starting to redefine what makes us happy. No. No. The old times, when a man says he loved a woman, most relationships worked out. And when a woman says they love the man, 100% loyalty, dedication, beautiful families. Not everybody, unfortunately, because, well, that's just not really possible because there's people of all different levels of wisdom and intelligence and class. But yeah, we had more class back then. We had a lot more functioning relationships. Not to say there was bad ones, but for the most part, there was definitely not this nonsense going on. Okay. So we are questioning old models. Old models? Oh, such trash, man. This is happening in every health, fit, and love and sex. We're questioning marriage and monogamy have been tightly tied to religion. I don't have a religion, and the foundation of who we are, what's right and wrong, how we should live, all wrapped up in a lot of firm shoulds. This guy with his shoulds, man. Very immature, quote unquote, therapist. I'm at a point in my life where I no longer want fear on my own resistance and insecurities, and open relationships is all about insecurities. I mean, or because I'm getting older, I'm realizing how short life is, but I finally want to toss old blueprints and... Oh, I'm not sure if that's because I have a baby coming and I want to wear fresh new lenses for her, not one tainted by my own story. I mean, if you're thinking about teaching your future daughter open relationships, you're screwed, man. You're going to ruin her life completely with this nonsense. I don't even want to... I'm not interested in reading the rest here. Let me see. At the end of the day, oh, he's one of those guys. You have to... The bottom line is you have to decide what kind of relationship you want and works for you. Monogamy, polygamy, open. No, that's not a relationship. The only true relationship is monogamy. Go watch my video about monogamy. Alright, done with this nonsense. Let's go ahead and finish it off with this ridiculous, stupid chart here. So you can see how stupid this is. Quick facts about open relationships. It is not all about sex. I beg to differ. People in open relationships are committed too. No, they're not. They're betrayers. They're backstabbers. And open about it too. It's a circus. Open relationships are not restricted to just that. There are open marriages. No, that's no longer a marriage. You consider you guys divorced. Like Total Recall, like Arnold says, consider the divorce. Consider the divorce. I mean, seriously, it's over. It's done. Expect jealousy to be a factor. Yeah, you think? So expect failure to be a factor, because that's what this is. Setting physical and emotional boundaries. There's no such thing as boundaries in an open relation. Oh my goodness. What a toxic article, people. I'm going to go ahead and check the chat, see if there's any sign of intelligence out there. Unbelievable article. Unbelievable. Alright. So, Andrea, artist, would you consider an open relationship? No. If you've been watching the stream, you would quickly realize that I am anti-open relationships. So smash that rewind button. You'll get the whole gist of how I feel about quote-unquote open relationships. Nick Johnson says, what's up, perfect soulmates? A dope-ass YouTube channel. Hey! Great message, voice. Hey, I appreciate that, Nick Johnson. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much, 1620. Go check out his channel. Smash that subscribe button. Let me make sure I don't miss any new comments here. Okay. Hey, thanks for the compliments. Really appreciate it. And please do not even think about trying an open-end relationship, because that's basically open cheating, acceptance, and your relationship is a failure. So if you want to prevent your relationship from failing, consider purchasing my book and reading that bad boy, because it's pretty much your insurance that you will not fail if you and your partner follow everything in that book to a T. And if you guys don't like reading or you don't have too much time, go ahead and watch my movie. You'll have 7 days to watch it. It's an online movie course. You don't have to take any fancy quizzes or tests. So don't fear. Just sit back and relax and watch 10 easy to watch videos. About, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 minutes long. And I guarantee you're going to have everything that you need in that movie version in case you have anxiety issues reading or reading's a problem in some way, shape, or form. Alright, that's all I got for you guys, and look forward to another show tomorrow, and much love to everybody for listening, either now or later. Take care.